Indonesia is a country of 245 million people, and we are one of the emerging economies. So that connectivity is a key. That is why transportation will be one of the main elements in our economic growth. And that is why attending this forum is very important for us to learn from colleagues around the world, as well as also talk to the industrial experts and others on various cases of transportation's development. So we are learning not only about best practices but also bad practices. So we are not following the same mistakes. But there are three keywords, I believe, why we are here. The first one is that we are in the middle of the change. Yeah? Everybody is talking for that change. Yeah? And we have to deal with the change, we have to accommodate the change. Second one, lesson learned. Lesson learned is a key because a country like us, as an emerging economy, we are trying to find what we call a leapfrog. So not only following the same path, but also trying to bypass that kind of path. So learning from many kind of model will be one of the key. Yeah? And the third one is that changes is inevitable, and that is why we have to strengthen our transport. So again, strengthening our transportation, strengthening our connectivity is one of the key for our success in the future. We are archipelagic countries. We have 13,000 islands. We have right now 2,392 ports, 257 airports, and you can imagine that we need a lot of infrastructure. And we cannot build by ourselves, meaning that by the government budget. That is why we are inviting private sector through the scheme of PPP, the public-private partnership, so that they can also participate in our development process. And that is why also being in this forum, I also talking with also some industrial experts and also some key players, and asking them also to come to Indonesia and jointly develop the Indonesian infrastructure in transportations.
Has the summit brought life to new PPPs?
I think so. I guess that if you talk about PPP, there are some jokes that pure private partnership or pure public partnership. Yeah? We are trying to have in the middle. It's a fair share between public and private. Yeah? So in that case, again, we learn best practices, bad practices, European experience, Asian experience, US experience, all together, and then we have to find what we call the Indonesian way of PPP. Yeah?
And looking at the Indonesian, whether urban or rural, consumer of transport, so people who use transport, is there a growing number, do you think? Will there be is there more people who will be reliant on transport?
Exactly. But we have a different path actually. For example, this morning I talked to the international manufacturers of motorcycle. Why? Because in our country, one of every 4 people has motorcycles, meaning that we have about 70 million motorcycles. And to illustrate the complexity of the problem, in Jakarta, the capital city, every single day, we have 1,000 new motorcycles registered. So you can imagine that the scale of the infrastructure problem is just different with the developed countries. Yeah? So in this case, we are trying to have the answer by drawing some experience again, by talking to industries, by talking to manufacturers and experts, and hopefully we can find that way.